So last week, what did we do? We didn't talk about it. Updated website. Okay, the updates. Zoltan updated yesterday or today the banner on the website. It looks like this. No, not this one. This banner. Yes, so it's faster than this morning. So this is the official banner from Eventbrite. So we said no. Demo, Sipke, harvest sessions. Did we talk about the sessions? I think so. So today, demos. Sipke? Demo?
No.
Demo?
No demos.
I have something to demo. I will see with the status. Status. I'm sure we can do some small triage for release. And talk about the release. What else? About harvest. Sessions. Not this one. This one. Good, Nick is here. Zoltan's not here. Piotr is not here. Oh! Talking about Zoltan and Piotr. September 8. Elections? We need to start talking about it. Last year we were late. When did we elect the last year's committee? Later than usual, but usually we do it in September. Elections, let's talk about it. Okay, status then. I have it here. Because I pushed this morning, 7 days. Some work on HTTP context, placeholder, accessor, and all the things. Okay, this is still past the default value. But there's been so many changes last week about it that we'll see. Distributed locking branch that we merged. So the distributed locking branch is about the new service, for those who don't know, which is iDistributed lock service, which lets you get a lock across machines if you run in a farm to do some task. So it's been merged, and there's still some work going on with that, but it should be completely done by the end of the week, if not today. This is master layout branch. I don't care so far. Getting rid of compilation warning, so compilation warning, okay. Fix dashboard, fixing compilation because those files were removed, I don't know why. Content type name encoding in list. So this is a pull request from Thursday from Thierry. And the idea is that, don't look at this commit because this is a wrong commit. The correct commit is here. So he added some more action link and also another one. What is that? Action link and route link overloads, so we can call them with a localized string, or more explicitly, not a localized string, but I think an HTML string. And localized string is HTML string. And this way we can do stuff like call action link and pass text which will be encoded, or this is what we look here, a T of something, so localized string, and this won't be encoded again because the T is already encoded. So we have action link with an HTML string. I'm going back here, initializing tenant. Oh, this is a new state, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the new state, initializing.
Initializing.
So whenever a node is setting up and a request comes in, that client gets a response that the participant space and is initializing or setting up.
I altered elements in the work context. So this is the fix from, I don't remember his name, Harmony is his code name. So this is the actual fix to fix apparently the Visual Studio 2015 issues related to resolution of the work context we have in different components in the constructor. So I checked and I applied the fix here, and you will see later I reverted all the other fixes we had done to mitigate the issue. So this fix is better, and I reverted lots of things later, you will see, trying not to break too many things at the same time. This is removing a warning in the gulp file. This is the one, merge pull request. This is the pull request. Oh, this is not a, no, this is another warning which has been removed in the compilation this time. This is a branch I had done to refactor the locking service, and we have another one going on, pull request with Sipke. Remove broken test. So this test didn't work because they were wrong with the new logic, so I removed them. This is Sipke working on the widgets as elements. This is the ones I showed earlier. Sipke updated the locking strategy to upgrade automatically the existing instances of Orchard, because it requires a new table, and this table is required during the migration. So now the migration will bootstrap this table automatically. So the idea with the distributed locking is that there is a table containing shared locks recorded as a lock, and different machines will be able to acquire another lock. This is better Tasklees, which is deprecated, by the way. This is reverting some changes based on the new fix. This is removing an unused using. This is some merge from 19x to dev because of the work context changes, and also all the improvement on 19x. This is removing this resolution here, which is useless and was actually breaking in dev. It's resolving that, but it's never used, so now it's no more necessary. We were missing some JSON.NET redirection in some web config, mostly for the unit test. This is fixing a unit test because it was looking for a settings feature because of the new automatic migration dependency code. I'm also preventing duplicates in case we have multiple references to the same feature with different casing. It will fail, saying the dictionary key already exists. Web config formatting, synchronizing the web config from SpecFlow and the original one. This work in progress. Daniel removed this change and put it as a category in the test feature. Honestly, it doesn't solve anything for me, but this is the solution of the bug. This is removing iWork context from work context now that it's fixed. So I removed the fix, which I did because of the previous bug on work context in 2015. Same thing. This is this is what? Oh, this is a change from the. This is the change which implied the action link overloads. So now we can pass the T directly in the action link. Before, the recommended way was to create an A tag and pass the text directly in the A tag and use the URL.action URL instead of the action link HTML helper. I revived the SQLite branch with SQLite working. So with this branch, SQLite is working. It's still missing some things in the alter table and update indexes commands, but it works. It's not complete, but it works, and it's faster than SQL-C. So just keeping it alive. Back delegate from Nick. Apparently here there was a mistake. And then Daniel, the long-running task put inside a category. Formatting, naming, okay. This thing is not necessary. Well, is it? Maybe. I don't remember. Fix compiler warnings. This is wrong. What is that? Ooh, I think you meant to change the usings, but this thing spilled, so this is just a little one. Typo here.
Yeah, put a comment on that.
Okay, I was sure that this was used, but apparently it doesn't contain the current process. Or maybe I did it in another class. That's weird. Oh, maybe I just did it in the log. Maybe I just did that in the log. Just quick comment to Daniel. We don't need a string format here. We can just concatenate the strings.
But isn't it weird that the get machine name returns?
Yeah, if there's an open issue. Yeah, if you have nothing to do, you can change it, but yeah, I understand. Machine name contains the process ID. It's not just, it's for technical reasons. It's not to display, oh, you are running on this machine name, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's, but I understand the concern. The name contains the process ID, and it's just to be, well, we know when we use that, and we need to separate the different processes when we run multi-node code, and we use get machine name. You can fix that if you want. It will be a breaking change, and there is no harm here. There are other oddities in the code.
At some point there will be
Orchard 2.
Name, and
yeah.
they expect you
not sure. Yeah. Here it's a service. Well, I don't know. It's a service so that people can change the behavior of returning machine name, meaning the unique name of the process running yeah, maybe it should not be called machine name, and not, we don't really need the machine name per se. It's really what is the execution name of the system. So
yeah,
maybe
what about an environment?
Maybe environment name, yeah, machine name. It's, yeah, it's not the machine name for sure. And sometimes Orchard will run something which doesn't have a machine or a name on the machine, and will still return something. But yeah, I don't know. But don't change the behavior of, don't add a new machine name provider to just return a name because we have it from there. Just change the name of this thing if you want, and again it will be a breaking change.
Nick uses iEnvironment Accessor. That's exactly the name I suggested.
Okay.
That's what VNext uses. I think that's what the interface is called.
Okay. Refactor distributed logs, interesting. Be careful. That's why it doesn't merge anymore, because Daniel has been changing the code directly and you have a PR running from minutes. I don't care.
He uses this to help debugging, but it doesn't really matter what it's using, seconds or minutes. It was arbitrary.
I don't care. Don't care. Okay. Oh, for the test. Okay, I see that. I understand. What is that? Okay, that's in the constructor. Okay. Okay, look at it later. Remove redundant thread synchronization. Audit trail. So I don't own the code. Media services. Oh, okay. I see. Because of the lock. Okay. Zoltan, I assume, refactoring all the exceptions that we catch and normalizing them.
I had a question about this actually. Do you think that maybe we should be using the iOrchard exception policy?
Isn't it what it's done here?
No, he's using the extension method for isFatal, which isn't the exception policy. I think maybe the exception policy may use this, but it's an interface in its own right. So I'm just wondering, do you think we should be using that instead of isFatal?
Probably, because this is the goal. Yes, probably. Well, this code is better than before, but it could be even better.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that.
Okay. Yep, maybe. Very useful. Yep. So the work on widgets elements, fixing exception, importing correction elements. So apparently there was this bug, but we saw it on Thursday, I think. Importing that, we talked about it actually. Improve XSM message, okay. Removing duplicated using, just small thing. And this thing which was breaking a spectral test because it was expecting the default layer to be selected by default in the UI. So it's still ordered by name now, but the default selected one is default. So the unit test pass again. Any questions about the changes? Let me something in the chat. Okay, okay, no questions, good. Demos, Nick, do you have any demo when I ask you are not here?
No, I'm good, thanks.
Keeping everything for harvest, good, status
Absolutely.
done. So harvest session, did we talk about a session last week? I think we did. Did you see, did I show the... I don't remember when I updated the list. Maybe last week, after the meeting. So this is the almost official list of sessions at Harvest. And speakers, there is still one slot left that I'm keeping as a joker. Just for the next session suggestions, in case there is a good one. So I already have one or two left to choose from. So keynote, I will say hello, and then Bertrand and Nick will talk about not the future CMS, but the CMS of the future, which is different. So what we need in the CMS and what we should do next, and because I have some context on that. This one from Chris Payne, I need to update his bio and his picture, I got it last week. Using Glimpse in Orchard, what they've done and how to extend it. Mastering layouts, how to use layouts and extend it, from Sipke. I'll talk about the gallery more in a way of how to develop an app with Orchard and all the different PCs in Orchard. Gustavo from NFL Player Association, case study about the website. Bertrand, .NET Foundation and the future of .NET. Sipke, same thing, the day after, but for dynamic forms. So these one are two brand new modules, and we need more context about how to use them and how to extend them, and what we can do, what the great things we can do with it are. Nick Brochard, Orchard 2.0, the current status and what's to come. Team development on Orchard with Daniel. Introduction to ASP.NET MVC6 and tag helpers from Taylor Mullen, who works on the ASP.NET MVC team. And the usual panel Q&A. I just put those guys in. It can be changed. We can remove them or add some more. This is just the ones I had from last year. We'll see. Still open, and there is a slot left here somewhere. I think in the first day to be defined. But this is already a good agenda. Any questions? Okay, not just run things here. Then those are going to be recorded. Yes, we are still looking at someone to record it. We have multiple offers. Sergio is helping with people from Alicante, local people directly. We already have two proposals. One is too expensive, one is okay, but the expensive one is more interesting. So we are still talking about it. Then trash for is, let's talk about the release. So now that let me see. Now that the big issue with work context is solved, it's supposed to be solved. All the unit tests pass, all the spec flow tests pass. I've tried on 2015 the different scenarios that were reported in the previous weeks. Everything should work. We should release 1.9.2 unless there is some big issue pending or small fixes, very non-risky fixes that we can pull. We have 14 pull requests, like half of what we had last week. They've been closed or merged. For instance, just an example, new iframe element layouts is pending, and I reviewed it, it's fine. So we could just merge it if we don't mind. It's not risky. But I think we should go by creating a new integration branch like we did last time. So integration branch to lock down the release and just accept critical fixes for 1 week, and then release 1.9.2 and start thinking about the dev branch with 1.10. So I will do that. Mine. Oh, okay. I'll just open a private discussion. You can talk about your respective sessions. So I will close it probably on Thursday because there is a bug triage, and then release it next week. If everyone is fine with that, at least the committee members, the 3 of them who are here, I'm sure you are, and then talk about the dev branch, raising the dev branch, probably before harvest. Okay, so let me write it down. Triage for is, we'll see if there are some other issues. If we have time, we'll have time. So integration branch 4192. Integration branch 4192, and that's it. Harvest session, we talk about it. Elections. When were the last elections?
That's the complex link I sent.
Oh, you sent it.
November.
Okay. Sorry, what did you say?
Well, the thread was started November 20th.
November, September, October, November.
November 20th.
So we are close. Let me see. Where is that? So it's not yet a full year. We could stick with the date or do it in September like we did, or in October with harvest. I don't know. Should we use harvest? Should harvest and the election be related somehow? I don't see why. What could be good in harvest to do with the election? Bertrand, have any idea, opinion? Should we wait after harvest?
I would say yes.
Even not to. Yeah.
Many of the likely candidates have sessions to prepare.
Also. Well, we have stuff to do. What? Yes. Okay. I agree. So after harvest, okay. And it will be a full year.
Or we could launch it at harvest.
We can talk about it. Yeah. Election at harvest. Done after harvest to prevent agendas to collide. Harvest sessions, nothing new. Elections done, and we'll do the same thing. Okay, does anyone have any question, or we can do some topics to talk, or we can do some triage on the issues? Okay, no questions. Does anyone have some triage to prioritize? Okay, I will be the boss then. I will decide. Just to be sure that there is nothing blocking for 192 at least. Important features or fixes we need for 192. So let me filter. Filtering is open. Labels high. 19. There is 19x. Oh yes, I saw this one. So this one is more important. Then I will go back. From RTP Harry. I don't remember his name. Matthew something, Matthew Harry or something like that. I can't find it this way. Configuration for dynamic forms migration has changed, but the migration is still on V1. Boo Sipke. In the V1 main tag, the default layout defined like this. In the 91X, but becoming when migration is now. So what's the difference? Type name.
Yeah, I saw this one, but I'm not sure it should be fixed like this, because what this does, it sets a string as a content type art setting, which is there in the database. So updating migration will change this data, but that could potentially overwrite, I think.
So it's just for creation, that's what you mean. We don't need to update
Yeah,
it.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But I'll investigate some more. But that was my initial hunch.
And the question is what the change is about.
Yeah, it's about this string. It doesn't work anymore for some reason.
Let me see. Dynamic forms migration.cs. Dynamic forms. Okay, diff. No. Same thing, and this is the last change 3 months ago. This is not related, so this is this branch, and this is this change. Default form layout data. Default form layout data.
Yeah, so you remember the layout parts? So that's attached by default to the page type. You can also attach it to other types, such as the form content type. And whenever you create a new form content item, it will create a layout with this layout data. So you will start out with an empty form element, as well as a submit button element. And there was an issue, I think, with that string, which I changed. But
yeah,
the
I
guy
agree.
who created this issue, he noticed that existing installations will not have that string updated. The question is, should we update it? Because
Nope.
maybe people have changed it themselves. It's just
I agree. No, we don't want to update it. Okay, that's fine. So we'll close it with explanation. Labels. Close. This code is just okay, good. Back to issues. Let me know if I'm missing something in the chat.
So I think the guy who created this issue mentions something in the chat. He says it's wrapped in a canvas now. I thought maybe that was what was breaking it. So Harry, are you saying it is currently breaking?
I'm sure Harry is not his name.
Oh, so currently it's broken, and that's about to be sneak in. That is an issue.
But when I start a new form, I get an empty canvas with the new 19x, with a new setup. Like if I do Ctrl F5, because I think I have a 19x right now. Why don't we have a unit test for that, a spec flow test, to ensure that we can have a form?
That's not a bad idea.
So,
yeah, enable dynamic forms.
What? I need to enable it? It's not by default? Form submissions. Where is that? New something? New form.
I'm just seeing a white area on this.
There is a submit, there is a layout.
Okay, so it works. So yeah, he mentions that he updated his Worst installation, and then and he still had the original layout data, which makes sense, and that didn't work, which is fine. So when you create a new installation, then it uses the correct template, and that's good. Am I the only one who's seeing a blank screen?
No, I see a blank screen also.
Wow, you should
Yeah,
tell
no,
me.
I see just white.
Since when?
A few minutes ago.
Okay.
I can see the icons at the bottom of your screen, but the rest of your screen
And
is
now?
blank.
Yeah, exactly. Now we see the toolbar.
Now we see the toolbar at the top.
The toolbar at the top. Okay, I will reshare then. Stop presenting. Can you see?
Okay, now I can see it.
So this is the form. Yeah. So this was the issue is when you upgrade. So is there an issue or not? When I start a new form. Is it more broken when you upgrade, or is it as broken?
Yes, so that's currently an issue, and that will still be an issue even if you upgrade to
Okay.
193.
So it's this. Okay. So this is not more broken. So there is no more bug by doing the upgrade, like you did. It
That's
just doesn't fix existing setup.
Yeah, that's my understanding. That maybe I'm wrong. You just tested it and it works.
Okay, but here we are not changing the with the suggested change. Actually, we are not. Where is that? It's closed.
The issue is 5733.
Oh, I have it there. Is that the changes I have? I need to see the file. Where is the file? Dynamic forms. Branch. Oh, I must have it there. Where is that? Here. Okay, so this is a content type. And this is a setting for the content type. How can a user change it?
Oh, by going to content type definition, the content definition, and edit the content type, and then it's a property, a setting on the content type part. Yeah, expand layout.
Ooh.
interesting actually.
So and this code is wrong. And it was wrong before too.
Yeah, this doesn't change with the migration. So if you have
Well, this one
191
exactly, this
yeah,
one is right,
191
but yeah, okay.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, so maybe what we can do is update the issue with what should be done to mitigate. Just go there and update your code.
Yeah,
So we
yeah,
don't need.
and I'm realizing that maybe the former format works with the former code, but now code has changed, so
Yeah, okay. Well,
that's the issue.
so we need to change it, or it will break. That's what you mean.
Maybe, yeah. I'll have to test. Because if it's already broken in 191, then there's no issue. But if it currently works in 191, but then you upgrade to 192,
So there is an
which
issue.
is all the data, then there's an issue. Yeah.
So there is an issue in both cases
Then
for
it
me.
does break.
So where is the thing here? Where is the bug? So you said. Oh,
You want the number?
it's okay. It's okay.
Quickly.
It should be there. Okay. So I will open it, and the ID will be. We need an update from 1, which will overwrite it, because
So
it.
what if people?
No, nobody did that.
Probably not, but in theory, it's possible. Should you then
Which will
first
overwrite
string
it
component?
if the string is the previous one. So the ID is we check if the value of the string is the previous one, and if we don't want to store the full version of the previous one to be sure they didn't change it, we could use a hash of that, and if the hash is the same as the previous, okay, we need to update it too.
Right.
That will be easy. And this way, yeah, that will work. And then you update that with the new one. We can check the value with a hash. If we don't want to keep the old code forever. Comments, and I will mark it as high. Okay. Thanks, whoever you are, RTP Harry. It's like Matthew or Richard, I don't know, something like that. What's your name? Can't remember. Matthew. Okay. Good, so we need to fix it. I will fix it. Okay, don't worry, it's assigned to me. If I will try.
Yeah, let me know. I'm happy to do it as well.
I like the idea that the layout part has the default layout. It's interesting. You can initiate. Interesting. Yeah, I like it. Good. So going back to the issues. This is interesting, just because there are multiple people in the audience. So this issue, Qt1, can you remind me your name also? I I don't remember either. I know you're here. What's your name? Not listening. Okay, Qt1. Qt1. Unless the name is here. Oh, Baruch Nissenbaum. Baruch. Tell me if I pronounce it badly. Baruch.
Baruch.
Baruch. Okay, Baruch. That's how I will say it. So the issue is, and we've seen that on multiple machines, when you open the dev branch and you try to rebuild everything, it will say no, could not find environment, namespace, or any other class, something like that. And then you build again and it find it, or maybe it will miss another namespace, another type, and you rebuild again and everything will be built. The issue is that I assume because by default when you rebuild everything, there are like, let me show you, rebuild. You will see the MS build here. You will see actually, where are they? You see 4 MS build running at the same time because I have a 4-core processor. So it will run MS build in parallel, and it should do it in the correct order or with the correct dependencies. Like if one, for instance, framework should be built first and all the other projects should be built after. But it's possible that there is an issue here and that one MS build says it's done but the DLL is not yet ready, or so well, at some point a DLL is not ready and the other projects are built and they needed this project. So I don't, well, here it doesn't repro, but I've seen that personally and some others too. So this issue is about it. So if you have any idea about reproducing it all the time with specific environment or how to fix it for sure, just let us know, because yeah, we've seen it. Anyone? Yeah, I agree. I've seen that before the dev branch also, and with VS 2013 too. So it's ready. It may be ready in MS Build, but I can't repro it all the time. If I could repro it all the time, I could go to the guys and tell them, look, take this change set, take this project, open Visual Studio, do that, and you will see the issue.
In my system, it happens all the time, and it does not happen with 1.9x.
Yeah, and that's, I can't tell them that. I understand, because I've seen that also at some point all the time, but once you have the DLL, but if you pull it down, oh, you mean, okay, if I clean it, maybe. Maybe because, yeah, maybe it works because it finds a previous DLL, even if we do rebuild.
Exactly.
Okay, let's see if I
think if you go to the project, to the solution, and do clean.
Yeah, I did a GitHub clean, which is even better. Yes. So it removes everything which was not from the repository. So rebuild.
I'm not 100% sure because the bin files are ignored.
Yeah, but because they are ignored, it will delete everything, I'm telling you.
Okay.
It's cleaning the way, like, it's removing everything which is not in the repository, and the bin files aren't in the repository. So it's removing them. And I don't have the issue anymore. Yeah. Try clean, but oh, this thing is running, so maybe the DLLs were not released correctly. You see, unable to delete. I will also do a git clean. Build. It's working fine. So
We can switch machines.
Could it be a 2013 problem?
sorry.
Could it be a Visual Studio 2013 problem? And it got
No,
solved in
I've seen it with 20.
Mine is 15.
Yeah, I've seen it 2015 too. So I will closing it until we have a repo. But I agree, we see sometimes it's not critical. We can just rebuild, but we need a repro. If we can't find a repro, we can't go back to them and say this is how we do that. So those ones from Matthew, let's see if we should work at them. We should look at them just to see. I just want to find any blocking one. Is it related to the one from Matthew? Use existing layout. I don't understand the question. Use existing layout.
Oh, that must be the master layout story. So you can say the layout and then use that as...
So what does he say? Now I'm trying to first time to use to get exactly the same layout. I'm not able to edit it. Oh, okay. It's not working. So issues. We'll see later. Ah, this one is interesting. Oh, this one we can talk about because Nick is here, and he also opened some issues. So NetP9C media library have only one option for permissions. It's manage media content that gives full access for all media items, but better to divide it at least into two permissions: manage own media and manage media for others. I added some comment because I had the same issue actually when I developed the gallery, and I want to know what you think. I'm not a big fan of the manage own media and manage media because it's very hard to assign permissions on specific media. But the folders, at least, we could do that. So it will be manage all media folders and manage media folders for others, things like that. So my comment is this one. Blah blah blah. So the use case I had is in the case of the gallery. I'd like to let people access the dashboard and to contribute to some content, like create a blog post or something like that. But when they create a blog post, you want them to add media. And if you let them add media, they can delete, edit, and do everything on all the media today. So it's either remove all the media access and they can't even add a single media or select an existing media, or give them everything and they can break all the other media items. what I'm saying.
So the problem is that a lot of the time, so that what I've seen where you've got more than one person using the CMS is that someone might upload a couple images and might want other people to use them. You like company-wide images.
I agree.
And managing your own media would just limit that down to just you, and not being able to view additional media, which doesn't sound right.
So the issue when you reported, you were the first to report the issue of the feature request. In my mind, it was prevent even a client browser to view a media.
Oh,
you see, it was not like
different.
It was adding permissions at the media level for seeing the media. And I was like, no, if you have a media, it's there, anyone will be able to see it. It's not, we can't do that. It's too complex, and or we would have to create it would be a mess. But no, and now I understand this issue, which is no, I want media managers permissions. Like I can't screw up another media, or I want to share media with some other people. So, and this is my comments then. So let's say you build. So the example was, if in the gallery example, I want the users to go in the dashboard, create a media for their gallery, maybe pick some others from, but have their folder and don't mess up with anyone. So one feature will then be and I have feature proposals. One feature to create a personal media folder. This could be one feature. This is independent from the question, where you are the only one to be able to put media items and with a quota. Okay. So this way we could open the media library to users, to authenticated users, and say you have your personal media folder and you can do whatever you want with that. This is your folder. Create and delete and everything. And there is a quota though.
You mean like My Documents?
Yes. Another feature, which is a different feature, okay, these are two independent things, will be to set write permissions per folder on roles, with variations on ownership. So the idea is for each folder, you could have permissions for roles, based on roles. Okay, it's like what we do for content types or content items on roles, but here for folders. So the idea is several users can add media to the same folder or pick item from it, but can only edit their contributions because of the ownership variation. So example, we have 10 folders.
How can you revoke ownership on that item?
So like today, to revoke ownership, the admin goes to the content item and removes the ownership.
What, and just puts them as themselves?
Yes. And you're no more the owner. So this is how we handle ownership today, with the ownership text box in the content editor. So you have 10 folders. You say, okay, one will be readable by everyone. So you remove you remove the manage all media folders to a specific role, let's say contributor. It won't have it by default, by the way. So the contributor doesn't have the manage all folders or manage all media folders by default, but will have the manage my shared media folder. So everyone will be able to create stuff and edit stuff. It's a shared folder. Or you could say read only or whatever restriction folder you want, and say can only see or read media from there. So you can pick up media from there, but the admin will be able to edit media from there. That's the idea. So at the folder level and based on roles and with variations of ownership. The only issue with variation by ownership is that the ownership on folder will be a new concept, because folder is a concept in Orchard already, a media folder. It just doesn't have any property like ownership, so we just need to add it. It will not be the same part, the common part as the content items, but this will be the same principle. Ownership on folders.
Okay.
Well, this is not what I wanted to open. Full ACL. No. Yeah. Well, this is what you are suggesting. Role-based permissions on folders. So I think that will solve this issue, and that will be also useful, like you said, Nick. In any case, when we want to share media with some others, some contributors, but we don't want to mess up with the other folders or the other media items. And that's not very hard to implement, actually, if not hard at all. So yeah.
Go for it. It sounds good.
Yep. Comments, questions about it? Oh, by the way,
show me when you've got something working on it. I wouldn't mind taking.
And
I'll give you some feedback.
And I think the guys from the Azure blogs will be able to use that. Azure blog. So for information, this blog now is run with Orchard. Like the Halo website, it's not using Orchard as the rendering engine. So when you look at the page here, it's not Orchard which rendered it, but the full content and media is managed by Orchard. So they go in Orchard dashboard and they edit all the blog posts and everything, and they have a custom service which will grab all the data from Orchard and build this page, which is kind of a static page in the end.
Nice.
This is what Halo is doing too. And yeah, in their case, it's one blog with lots of authors, and maybe they don't want to mess up with all the media items from everyone. So they might also be able to use this feature. Yeah, that's the idea. Good. Questions?
Very cool.
Before I close the meeting? No questions. Okay. Thanks everyone. See you on Thursday.
See you. Bye all.
Bye.